While going for your weekly grocery shopping trip, one will most definitely face the dilemma of picking between produce that contains genetically modified organisms and ones that do not. So which ones are better? Let's shed some light onto the ways that GMOs can be used to better our environment and how they can benefit our population. What exactly are GMOs? GMOs are crops or organisms that have been genetically modified to favor certain traits, such as immunity to a particular insect or poison. In reality, modifying the crops can make them better and stronger to produce a higher yield. Later on in the presentation, we will go over how this can be done. So why are people against this? The main reason people have a fear of GMOs is because they do not know how they are made. Another concern with GMOs is the effects they will have on your body. Also, many people think that modifying organisms is a relatively new concept. However, some of the earliest recorded experiments date back to 1865 with Gregor Mendel. From the 2008 article, Gregor Mendel and the Principles of Inheritance, Gregor Mendel was a monk who experimented primarily with peas. He crossbred multiple plants with different traits and gathered up the results. From this data, he came up with what are now the three main laws of genetics. These laws are the law of segregation, law of independent assortment, and the law of dominance. This same concept has been applied for generations with breeding dogs and horses and other plants. Without crossbreeding, we wouldn't have yellow corn, green peas, or even broccoli. In the same way that Mendel and others could get desired genes by breeding, modern researchers can find specific genes that cause certain traits by removing unwanted traits or modifying others. We can get larger yields or higher nutritional value in the same crops. GMO technology has influences not only on consumers, but also many other fields, for example, medical, biofuel, and agriculture. There are many common applications with GMOs in the medical field. Most people have multiple vaccines in their body to help build up your immune system. In fact, almost all vaccines are actually genetically modified viruses that are easier for your immune system to attack. Studies are already showing potential for biofuels with GMO technology. In turn, this means that you are spending less at the pump and making your everyday more eco-friendly. Normally, if a farmer wants to increase the yield of a crop, the amount of land used is simply increased. However, GMOs can yield the same amount and require less land to accomplish it. Also, a common concern with agriculture is the runoff from pesticides used on crops. If GMOs can inherently resist pests, the damage caused by pesticides could be reduced. So if GMOs can already do all these great things, you might be thinking, what is there to worry about? As we look into the future, we can see there's a dire need for more GMO research. In fact, you'll probably start seeing more genetically modified products in the years to come as they break into new industries. What is this dire need for more GMO research? As stated in the 2009 article, Future of Science, Food and Water, the human population is rapidly increasing, alongside our quality of living. As they increase, there's a clear preference to meat consumption. However, 8 kilograms of crops are needed to produce just 1 kilogram of meat for consumption. Therefore, there's a huge fight for land between humans, livestock, and crops. Not just agriculture is affected by our growing population, the need for better medical treatments and the effects on the environment that our actions cause will greatly influence the want for GMO research to help in these multiple fields. So, next time you're at the store and are looking at a GMO product, I would consider you worry more about what you're going to do to the food rather than what the food is going to do to you. Thank you. We will now continue with the rest of our presentation.